Have no fear. I'll do the countdown for 5 minutes. We'll start at 10:10 and you will not complain because we won't be late. You'll have nothing to say. All you will have to say is you had to watch the time less than you used to. All right? So don't stress. Don't be a baby over here. Sammy Price is coming into town. The crypto lifer. Let's go, baby. 118,100 Bitcoin pumping to the upside. I just gave a live trade on Bit10X. Ripping. The signal is right here. The 21 touching above the 200. We're up 19%. Can we get the move? Looks like Bitcoin's about to pump. Hey, only time will tell on the Crypto Lifer Show. Let's go. Don't complain about the lateness now. I had a bowel movement. It happens. For crying out loud. I love you all. God bless. It's 10:10. It's 10:10. Say whatever you want. It's 10:10, baby. Let's go. Let's get that intro up and running. Let's have a blast. God bless each and every one of you for being. What an intro. That is just such an intro. I love it. God bless everybody here on the live. Let's go. Let's get hydrated. Let's start the day. God bless us with another beautiful day full of opportunity. Let's go, baby. I'm sorry to get you out of your seat and get going, but this is not your normal YouTube channel. This is my life every single day, battling the charts, battling the world, putting my name out there. And you guys are coming through every single day. The lifers. The name will ring on after I die, man. The crypto lifers forever. God bless everybody here on the live. Don't waste Saratoga putting your face in it. You could be drinking it. One day you'll have no water. Be like, what am I doing? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get that music up and running. And let's get it going. It's just a beautiful day to be alive. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's start it off with that favorite song you all know. Can I Tell You by Bonsai, B-O-N-S-A-Y. In case you want to hear the song again, Can I Tell You by Bonsai, remind you of the lifer. Let's go. I just gave a trade to the trading group. I'm up 41% on the trade. Imagine being up 41% on a less than $1,000 move for Bitcoin. How did I figure it out? How did I know? How am I live trading? I like the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, and I've showed you many times. Today, I didn't even make a flag. I drew nothing. I just knew that the 21 was touching, and that's where I like to get in. If it was a flag, so be it. If it wasn't, it is what it is. Maybe it was one that they broke. Who cares? It didn't matter to me. Now I do see a flag. This was more of a flag here that didn't want to break out. That's a flag on the 21 above the 200 moving average. 80% win rate as far as I'm concerned. This trade is pumping to the upside. Looks like Sammy may get his chicken dinner here, and we could pump to 121K. You know, you never know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm open-minded. Let's see, Bitcoin, 118,400, absolutely ripping from the entry. Shout out to anyone that jumped on in the trading group. Did I do my job today? Like, I could walk away today and be done, right? I could say I gave you guys a live trade. What else? I'll trade in the trading group, and you wouldn't be able to get it live today. You would have had to have been in the trading group. See, it just is what it is. But I took this long, no pattern, all signal, and I gave them exactly when I took the long. Like, that was the exact moment I took the long, so it wasn't latent. You had the exact same entry. Might have even gotten a better one. You never know. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in as we step through into this beautiful world. And move that stop loss to break even. We cannot get liquidated. We cannot lose our money now. It's about protecting the purse. If this goes to break even, so be it. That'll be the day. It is what it is. You see what I'm saying? Let's see if we can ride. Let's see if we can continue to ride this 21-day moving average further to the upside here for Bitcoin. You never know. It's been sketchy. We had some data coming in this morning, hot. Let's talk about it, right? We had CPI, month over month, year over year, trimmed CPI. And you can see it came in exactly as forecast, July 15th at 1%, all right? But the medium CPI, 3.1, right? Year over year, it was higher. So when you looked at the bigger picture, it was higher. However, can be manipulated. You could say, oh, but 2 more months from now, if we have the lower, we could average back out to a new year over year, and I get that. And the month over month, the common year over year, oh, no, sorry, I'm looking at, so sorry. I was about to say, that's Canadian. That's Canadian. 2%. I was about to say, yeah, we're 0.2%, but they had their data in today too, which is interesting. That implies that does affect the Forex market. So, hey, to people trading Forex, definitely something. Actually, let's look at this. We haven't looked at this before. What are they doing? So year over year, they're high. They were trimmed to their, that was actual. And then their common, 2.6, so they were lower year over year on common. But they were higher, one, on medium, saying there is inflation. And then their CPI month over month was as forecast and way lower than previous. So that's a way higher sign, you know. The United States, it's just, I never did that. I never compared Canada. So 0.2%, sorry, that was a folly. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but I'm playing it off, all right? Jesus, man, let me hang. 0.2%, 0.3, right? Core CPM there. That was lower, so that's a bullish sign for the market. That's going to help the NASDAQ. I gave you guys a NASDAQ trade yesterday on a Sunday, or was it a Monday? Yeah, Monday. And then that continued to pump to the upside. We'll talk about the NASDAQ trade that I gave to the trading group that hit too as well. So there you have it. CPI month over month and year over year. So it was the same as forecast. Year over year, it's up. That could change if we can get some data to pull that average down. But right now, from this month on, it is higher than it was, meaning we could be going further up, right? And previous was 2.4. So that's a increasing phenomenon there, meaning is you know, looks like inflation's still going. So you tell me what the data tells you. So that information, you know, the bot, it's mitigating. It's now back in profits. It only probably somewhere around here. It's not going to have to ride back to its previous area. Once it's already it's probably soon to be break even, and it'll be in heavy profits somewhere in here. The bot never loses no matter what it does. It finds its way to win. Sometimes it doesn't win as well as it should. Sometimes it wins amazing. You know what I mean? It loves huge drawdowns. And look, these pump ups too, and it nailed it. It even basically bought pretty close to the dang bottom. So you got to hand it to it. Shout out to Minotaur Trading Bot. Link below in the description. Sign up today if you want to find out more. Even just book a call and ask them questions. They'll school you on the information. So, dangerous times. And the small time frames have been treachery. They have been a lot harder to trade the last 2-3 weeks, just for whatever reason. Lower volume, less people in the market, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of treachery. You can't really get emotional. You just have to kind of sit and watch it through. You know, this looks kind of dumpy to me, right? Looks like they may hit me off at break even and nothing comes of this trade. You never know. 20%. Wish I put a lot more in the trade, but it is what it is. I never do that. I'm happy with exactly what I'm doing. Little sketchy. There must have been a reason. My trading instinct told me to go a little lighter, you know, just in case. So, believe you me, I open up the position sizes, but only at the right time. When I see that we have a very high probability, I will take advantage. I will strike hard. Until then, I just don't see a need to go that hard. You know, I'm gonna sit in positions or wait. Let's have some fun and talk about something that's bullish as Bitcoin struggles to stay above this 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame. Not over yet, though. Let's see. It could make an inverted head and shoulder. See if Sammy can stay in the trade. Do you think I'll stay in the trade? Or will they kick me out here at that break-even stop? Hey, I'll pay a little bit of fees and I'll move on, right? No sweat off my back. And I took a shot. I traded my signal. If I continue to do exactly what I just did, trade my signal, stop loss to break even, trade my signal, stop loss to break even, over and over again, that's the way I will win. You see, consistency over time. If I keep playing games and bring the stop loss down, then I'm going to lose a lot more money than I need to. And yes, sometimes you're going to ping me and then keep pumping, and I'll get stopped off at break even and I'll miss a huge pump. That's okay. I'd rather, you got to just be consistent. Either get stopped out every time or move your stop loss to break even more, you know what I mean? But you got to be consistent about what you do. So that's all. It doesn't really, you know what I'm saying? My pattern of entry is not your pattern of, you know what I mean? Because you have a different behavioral pattern over time. We're all going to use the same information, but how we behave with that information is really going to depend on our trading. That's going to be the key. Could we get something like this? A shoulder, a head, a right shoulder? This would be cool. It's crazy when you've seen so much price action, right? You can dial up something and just start to vibe with that. That would be awesome. The more consolidation on the 1 minute, the more likely we are to pump. So yeah, let's get a nice long 20-minute, 30-minute consolidation here. Heck, an hour. Imagine that. Right now, it's a pretty good entry too. Stop loss below the 200. As close to the 200, the better. For me personally, I'm almost like, man, maybe on another exchange I open up that trade. Yeah, I'll let it sit. So let's do our top-down analysis for Bitcoin. Shout out to all the beautiful people out here on the stream. You're already kind of battling the charts with me right now. We take a look at BOOKMAP. Link in the description of BOOKMAP. They had a good sale there too on the 4th to the 7th. the 7th to the the 4th to the 11th. 114,550 for Bitcoin. Still saying that we're going lower. So BOOKMAP's screaming that anybody who longed is going to get liquidated. So I'm not in a long liquidation. We sold the top for around 122.6s and in that area. I was in a long actually that night that hit the high, but I wasn't able to close it at the right time. So it got pinged off. We see right here, though, that there's a big level of liquidity at 114,000 to 115,800. And that's just, BOOKMAP usually is dang accurate. So it suggests that we will go down there and we will eat alive those longs. They will get liquidated. It would make sense. I mean, what else can the market makers do at this point? We either have price discovery or liquidation. You tell me what they're going to do. You tell me, and it's not even them. It's how the market works. Liquidity finds itself. It finds liquidity. One day I was just released and realizing it wasn't this machine coming after me. It wasn't, and even if it was manipulation, that's just how the world works. That's the math of it all. Even the manipulation is part of the math. It's all there. So I go with the flow. I take it one step at a time. I don't stress every single day of trading. I know that my trading is a huge culmination of multiple days of trading. Some of my best buddies have taken, one of my friends took a huge loss last week, a big L. Who cares? He's also made bigger wins. It happens, man. You know what I'm saying? I always say it's P&L. A P&L. A profit and loss. It's not a profit and profit. I don't care how good your system is. You are not a bot. One day, mitigation, whatever it is, whatever you're using, however skilled you think you are, there'll be a day where if you don't cover yourself or have a stop loss in position, it's going to be so detrimental you may not be able to come back. Having a stop loss is like going into battle without chainmail on in the medieval times, thinking that you're just not going to get hit by a sword. And you may make it out once, twice, 3 times, but one day you're going to get sliced, and you're going to bleed out. Okay, and I'm sorry to make it graphic, and I'm not talking about actual blood, right? I'm talking about metaphorically here to a trading portfolio, but it is called bleeding out, getting smashed, getting liquidated. Nobody likes that. Still hugging the trade at 117,008, but it's not looking amazing. We're sitting there tight. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. It's so nice to have you. I'm excited, actually, that this many people are tuning on in. On our way to 100,000 subscribers. It's been a fight, though. It's funny, we were cooking. Looked like 100,000 was going to get served to me on a platter. Right, everyone? We were flying towards 100K. And the summer months come, and it just got kind of tight. But I just, I got to put it past me and tell myself it just is what it is. And it's going to be tough for whatever reason. Right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Okay. So I just wanted to talk about how I have to put the link in the group too. Bang. Hold on one second. Forgot I hadn't posted the link. Crazy morning here. Always got so much going on. Chipper, you're consistent, dude. Respect. God bless you. God bless you all. Need some water. Getting a bit parched over here. 117,750. Looks like the shorts may win here. All right. Your time is your most precious asset. Now don't waste no more. Maybe you should waste other streams and donate. God bless you, man. I don't like to, I do that sometimes. You see me do that. It's okay. I'm not chasing exposure, man. I'm happy exactly where I'm at. One day at a time. A little bit of bearish divergence here on that 1 minute. Swing down on the RSI while price action swung up. Created kind of a rising wedge. We wanted that pump. We're still holding above the 200, but you lose the 200, it suggests that you go lower. You kind of almost bear flag this idea and say, all right, that could send you somewhere down to 114, right? BOOKMAP suggests we're going to dump. How we do that is the question. If we lose this 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame, We get cooked. Looks like the 5-minute never made it back above too as well. Let's do our top down. Yeah, so right now the 5-minute, coming back to the 21. Chance we bounce right here, right now. Interesting. They got me too at break even, or a little bit above possibly. There's a chance we bounce right here, right now. This is interesting because the 5-minute time frame. Let's take a look at the 3. 3 minutes above the 200 moving average nicely too, like right where you want it. Trading the 3-minute on BitConnect reached, the on and off the last month and a half. Not all the time. It just I like it. Let me see here. I want to be as close to that as I can. Yeah, it's a 7-to-1 risk-reward ratio, right? Closer you get to the 200, the more daring, obviously, it is, but the more likely you get them. So I've been testing these waters here over and over again, right? You buy that and win like a legend. So now 195 for 425. You don't even have to go that high then. 125 for 900, It would be nice to make a nice chunk. Smaller account too, so I'm like, what could the account handle? Have to get the bounce right there, basically. And we can't lose the 200 moving average on the 3-minute time frame. I would only do this on a Tuesday, a Wednesday mainly, really. I don't even know if I would do it any other day of the week. And only in this certain time. Very daring, right? But that's legendary right there. Can we get it? We'll see. We're playing it very close to the bone, using that 200 moving average. Not risking a lot, as you can see, but high risk, high reward here on BitConnect. Let's jump on out and talk about our top-down analysis here. So the weekly, inverted head and shoulder, still looks like it's ready to go. Everything kind of sitting pretty. Let's make sure the weekly candle kind of falls a line and does not close red like that. With it, that's just not what we're looking for, right? That's, every time we've had something like that, we've had a pullback. So I'd like this to close green, clean up its act. And that's good. If the weekly has a bottom, that's the weekly wick, and then we come back up. That's all you need. Boom, boom, right? So everything is healthy. Really nothing wrong with this move whatsoever. Oh, I can't handle the suspense. I had to look. I had to look at it. I can't take it. Give me the bounce like I got it. I got it. I got it. No. We'll see. Only time will tell on that trade, right? So I'd like that weekly to clean up its act here and not get a red candle closing. Let's take a look at the 5-day chart. Right now, that's looking like it could happen, but we have 4 days and 10 hours. We just closed, so hold our horses. We don't need to, hold our, In this same thing here, the 3-day candle just closed, but it did close with a wick. This does have a bottom wick. Let's see. I'd like to see bottom tails to the upside. Tweezer bottoms. Bang, bang. So right now, there's some support on the 3-day chart, kind of right there with these 117.5. And it was battled, too. So we got a little bit of support on 117.4, 117,500 for Bitcoin. All right, we'll see where this candle opened. 117,527. Where this green candle opened, where this green candle closed right there, we bounce right there near that area. Right about there. Yeah. 117,511. 11,7,511. I like how that looks, right? So, that seems to show some type of support today. We lose that. Then you got to say that we could be dropping down somewhere, anywhere down to the 109,005 again for a retest, or, it is what it is. I also do a Fibonacci, just to, you want to look here, and you could say, okay, we could come somewhere around 113.8. Get a bounce, get a wick down to 111 to the 786. These are all possibilities. I'll know by how the moving averages react. You see? Right now, that 45 held us like a button. Just boom. Held us beautifully. Just caught us right there like, Willie Mays, right? Just boom. But if we lose that 200 again, you know, we're getting some bearishness here. We got to get the bounce. We got to get it right now. We'll see. We got this awesome suspenseful trade here. Can we get the bounce on the 3-minute chart? Can we turn 150, you know, of risk into like $1,000 or, you know, 150? Yeah, 150. Yeah, 7-to-1 risk reward. You can only do this, in my humble opinion, from what I've taught myself to do using these 200 moving averages. Again, yeah, I made 3-to-1 trades. There was all sorts of trades, but I wanted to get better. I wanted to find out if there was more out there. And I started exploring the world of trading like, you know, like it's a jungle. And I went deeper and deeper until it became my life. And I was here sitting with you on a Tuesday at 10:30 in the middle of the summer, going over the charts, wearing a suit, staring at the screen. And you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. I love what I do, and I love the fact that you love trading as much as me. I love the fact that we're all together here in unity doing our thing. So blessings on everybody out here that shows up, that puts forth awesome energy, that makes this stream run. Because without each and every one of you, I've got nothing. You know, thank you so much for the stream, and thank you so much for everything. God bless everybody here. I'm very humbled by this whole YouTube experience. You know, I'm flying by the seat of my pants, right? I have to show up every single day, stay healthy. See how hard I'm fighting just to get to 100,000 subscribers? It's never easy. All I've done is basically shown who I am, given people free information every single day and education, and showed up consistently. That's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? And we keep fighting and finding other ways to make it happen. So God bless and I wear pants. I wear pants every day, you know? So I got pants on. I'm not doing the Kevin O'Leary over here. And I teach proper risk management. And we go from there. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ trade. I think we opened this yesterday on the live, but if not, on, you know, right there was the trade. Using the 1-minute, 5-minute chart. It never got stopped out, and it banged to the target. NASDAQ ripping, I believe, to a new all-time high there, 23,218 for the NASDAQ. So all-time highs for the NASDAQ booming, 23,168. And we called that beautiful pump to the upside, and we traded the NASDAQ account back up above 4K2 as well. And here we sit, ready for our next NASDAQ. And now we're about 13 for 17 on the NASDAQ, if I firmly believe. So things are going well. All right. Okay. All right. So top down, let's finish off here. Where were we? Did we zoom all the way back? No. I kind of jumped forward there. Yeah. So the daily, right? We're looking for some type. It could be a downward flag to a 618 fib. Very possible, right? So we could bleed out down to 113.5 for the next 2-3 days. It could be faster, quicker. It could take 5-6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, you never know. But this is a possibility. We'd like to see it a more uptrending flag, you see? Consolidate like this, pull the 21 with it, and then pump. That's more bullish. We'll have to go through less pain, less bleeding, right? Be better for the altcoins too. So how do we know this is going to happen? By watching the smaller time frames. All right? And so now we know right now that the daily could either go sideways or done. Very unlikely we're getting some massive pump. We could get a pump back to the range, but it's unlikely we're getting a massive pump. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to have to kind of figure that out as we go. I keep falling for strong move upwards, only to get dumped. Sounds like you're dating topping tails again. You're funny. Sammy, no pants, O'Leary. Anyone know why I can't see Tech 100 on MEXC? You have to trade Tech 100 on BTCC. I have a link to BTCC. Okay? The Tech 100. You can also trade silver there. We were talking about silver on the Tech 100. Silver cracking that 38, getting a pump right now. And silver's been hot. Silver actually might be something fun to trade soon. Look, inverted head and shoulder. See, there's basically a cookie cutter parameter for how things play out in time. seems to be so we'll see. But that, like, see how that is? So there's a parameter for how things pump. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, they pump out. This is very likely to pump up to the target at 38.25. You know, for those silver traders, like you can see, beautiful flag. You put the moving average on, the 21 is touching. It all looks beautiful, right? You can also trade here the Tech 100. Same thing as, that's the NASDAQ, okay? So I look at the NASDAQ now. I have my MAs on. I could turn my 200 yellow so everyone knows like what's going on, stays connected, right? And we got the 21 that's white. I do like to give it just a shoulder, head, shoulder. It looks kind of sketchy right now, right? I'd like to see it like do some type of consolidation and like make this flag look like it's gonna not, you know. If it loses the 200, we don't trade it. You see, very simple stuff. So I know what I'd like to see, and if it will, yeah. So it's getting tighter in there, you see. $23,331 is a possible move. Okay, so we'll want to watch this area here and get tight. Could go all the way to 23,333,333. Isn't that crazy? 2 quadruple threes. So that could be a possible trade here on the nasty NAS. So see how I don't just jump into trades. I project a trade before I see it. I wait for it to happen, and then I go for it from there. You see, it just kind of go over and over again with this same idea. And this is how we do it. Okay? If this keeps disappearing, which sometimes gets to me, always show stats and it will stop disappearing. So look, this is, you know, that's a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio with the stop below the 200 moving averages too. So, and that's the signal, right? 21, like same things over and over again. And if you can find something to hold on to, something to hang on to, do the same things over and over again. That would take us to 23,330 on the NASDAQ. And then a stop loss here of what? 23,108. Entry at the 153 level. Hit advance. You can see the trade. We're going 79 for 3. Go up more. And this, if you remember, we grew this account from 2,000. It's how you slowly grow an account unless you want to lose your lunch. I got bigger money. I could just throw another, you know, turn 100 grand into 100 grand, 50 grand into 50 grand. I'm showing you how someone who just started, someone who's doesn't have access to tons of money can find their way in trading, right? It's, you know, I could use tons of money, but then it would be dystopian. You'd be like, okay, but I don't have your money, so you would think you couldn't do it. When I use the same amount of money you have access to, that you dang well know you could save, everyone here could save 2 grand if they worked really hard. I know some people may be in a third world country, so I want to, you know, speak about things I don't know. But in America, I mean, you could save 2 grand. I don't care who you are. You could figure out a way. You could hustle a second job. You could work. It might not be easy, but you could definitely get it done, right? And then you could double it up and keep working like I am every single day while you save another and another. And as long as you're not going backwards, like my dad said to me, well, I will say to you, to all the young men and women out there struggling, pushing yourselves, as long as you're not going backwards, as long as you keep, you know, every single month, every couple of months you look back, you've got more than you had before. You're doing great. Just make sure you're not going backwards, you know. Stay away from people that are in debt, you know. Don't keep lending money to people that don't pay it back to you. Low frequency individuals that will just keep taking. Be around people that win. Be around people that build and build yourself. Builders find builders. Creators find creators. Create. Every single day I create a piece of medium, you know. Every single day someone's out there every day watching. We do what we do every single day. I'm just not going to, you know, so. So anyway, tightness in this channel here for Bitcoin. I mean, for the NASDAQ, but it looks like we may get a move. And let's get back into the NASDAQ too as well and see what's happening with the nasty Nas. With Bitcoin, actually. So Bitcoin loses the 200 moving average of the 5-minute time frame, right? So I'm happy that we went over the nasty NASDAQ. That was fun. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin kind of got into a bit of a rising wedge, really, in a way, right? Never touched the 21-day moving average. The 3-minute, I don't really use the 3 minutes, so that I can find, you know, I trust the 5-minute with a lot more. So if the 5-minute had touched the 21 above the 200, we would have made a trade. But see, I told you, no. Sketchy business, right? So we didn't get into the second trade. We didn't make another trade. 117K. Is Bitcoin going lower? It very well may now. That's not a good signal for the morning. The smaller time frames can teach you so much about what's happening on the bigger day. It's just really insane. So let's break it down again right now for myself here for Bitcoin. Some days I just need to look at it again and regulate. So support and resistance, we can clearly see we got support at 111,000. See where these candles, where this candle eventually closed. 111,700, right? So the daily has a strong support right there. We talked about the weekly in the $117,000 area. Was it the 3-day? The 3-day, yeah, right here. And we're already kind of breaching that contract, right? You can see. And you can see there's not a lot of support in this area. Smaller time frames. Yeah. So now we go further. So the daily now, let's take a look. Away from the 21-day moving average. Has to come back down. So you pull your fib, just like any normal human, right? If today closes like that, that's a tweezer top, or you know, and that's a bearish engulfing candle too as well. So the daily does not look good. We just took a massive dump down to 116.8 actually, right? Yeah. So Bitcoin bleeding out, did not get back above the key areas. So you can see I'm a bullish bias trader. I usually go at the bull. I either get stopped out of break even if my trade doesn't work. Usually that's when things start to dump, isn't it? You know, so my trades either play out great or they don't. And when they don't, it's usually the beginning of a dump. I mean, how many times have my trade get stopped out and then you've seen that, you know, that's a dumpage. So it's kind of a, you know, when you're overly bullish and you can see that it's not going your way. So look, we tried to pump. We made a resistance here. They remove the moving averages. They're making it difficult. I got to really focus to track what's happening here. So we can see that the daily could come back somewhere down to this, to 117, 111. BOOKMAP says 114.5. They've got a massive amount down there. It seems like they're going to bleed it down there. Just continue to wreck anyone who longed too late. They thought that was the biggest win. It was going to 150, 160,000. They all went in there. You can't be doing that, right? Remember, our last buys for Bitcoin big ones were 104,000. It's the last time I really bought chunks of Bitcoin, like with, you know, with grace. It was just like, wow, they're going to pump this thing back up. Now they're going to liquidate the shorts. Look at this treachery on a Tuesday, looking like a Monday. False moves. Look at this, back to 117,000 with massive violence. Look at this. Look at the volatility of the market. They are going at the shorts now. Look at the liquidations going to pop in a second. And this is almost interesting. This is like, wow, like science, right? Watching this is insanity. I love BOOKMAP. Never gets old to me. Sign up to BOOKMAP today. I do get a commission. I greatly appreciate that. Wow, now they're battling 117,000. Look at the battle here on BOOKMAP. So BOOKMAP likes to go and show you where the most people are going to get liquidated. It's just that simple. Most people are going to get liquidated down to 114,600, 115K, 115.6. So it's saying, hey, and now you're only like $1,300 away. So now the odds of going to that 115.8 area is so likely that it just kind of like, you know, it is what it is. Again, remember that daily's away for the 21. It could just dump right down there. I was saying anything can happen, either a nasty dump Or do we get saved? Right now, we can see that the smaller time frames, that they got above the 200 moving average, which we've seen before. Today would have been a reversal. Isn't that crazy? And there's still hope, maybe, but you can see now that this is the time, too. Somewhere between 9:30 and 12 o'clock is when exactly what I'm telling you happens. And either it makes it or breaks it. Like, during my show, they either really pump it. You can see, either we go long in the show, right? For the rest of the day, it's a pretty crazy pump. Or like what we go for the longs, they don't happen. You can see it looks like it could be a possible nasty short. Look at the 4 hour pump beautifully. Nasty wick to the downside. Rejection by the 200 moving average. There's a heavy resistance there at 118,600 for Bitcoin. And there's really no support at all until you get back to 111,008. So we got to either find some, and there's a high volume node, 113.5, 115,008. A lot of wicks there telling me we could get the reversal. It looked interesting today. Remember I said it looked like we could reverse. This was a big green candle. Everything looked pretty sweet. I longed on the 1 hour. It looked like today may actually have been long. But now look at this. Wow. Rejection. So resistance, resistance, resistance. So we hit exact resistance. People just took profits immediately. You see? Where there was basically a lot of resistance. People took profits. That's a bearish engulfing candle. Hold on one second. I'm just... So crazy, right? They pump it up, making it look like it's going to be one of the most epic pumps in history. It looks crazy, man. I knew, though, that the 123,000 area, we pumped way too fast. I had never seen any. I was watching the 1 minute candle, and I saw just... And I was like, what? Like, it was inhuman. It didn't make any sense. I was like, what is going on right now? You know? So... It's really just a short liquidation. There were so many people short up there. They got absolutely smashed. You know, you gotta, as crazy as this sounds, it's kind of still like shoulder. You know, that's like a weird shoulder there. And I gotta say, I mean, I guess the measured move, theoretically, my mind sees this just makes, for now, right? That's just, and that takes you to 111,008 with a stop at about 113.8. And a possible, you know, some support at 115. So, wow. You know, we bounced off the 45-minute 200 moving average last night. Beautiful reversal. I honestly expected that to continue, but I knew if the 1 minute did not stay above the 200 move, we knew this had to continue to pump here. So I was in the trade. It was looking good. I moved my stop loss to break even. Why? I must have had a feeling. I had an inkling. Trader, you know, you don't trade emotions, but I had a trader instinct that something was up. Something wasn't perfect. Yeah, it looked good. It looked like we were going to fly, but, and there I am, not losing money, you know, just, you don't have to win every day. Not losing huge is huge. You know, let me go over this. 90% of it, remember, walk into a room with 100 traders. 5 of them are making money. You know, maybe 10 if you're lucky, and 5 of them are really making money. The other 10 are like just getting by. So if you're making thousands of dollars a week on and off, doing pretty good, and there's a couple days where you can't hit and you just go up break even, you're okay. I'm okay with that. See, I've learned that lesson, especially in the summertime. It's summer trading. You get what you can and you move on. You don't push it. You learn that lesson from years of trading in the summer in different cycles. That's also, you know, cycles help your emotion because you understand it's not you, it's the cycle, you know? Things aren't always the same, and no matter how hot altcoins are, no matter how hot anything is, it's the summertime. People's kids are off. If you're a dad, you worked hard as a trader all year. You were in and out of trades, picking up your kids at practice. While they were at school, you were grinding it out in trades like I was constantly. Some days I got out of huge trades, and then I went to pick up my daughter, and I'd be like, she's like, how was your day? Did you win? And I was like, I won my trades, baby. She's like, yeah, Dad, I'm so happy for you. And like, I would almost like look to God like, dang, man, like I lived such a life. Like, who knew if I was going to win or not? And even my daughter asked me like, did you win your trades today, Daddy? You know, my whole family asked me, did you win your trades? Like, when I'm accurate, you know what I'm saying? It's amazing, right? It's good for everything. It's good for the business. It's good for my life. It's good for my portfolio. My whole family rides on my accuracy. Isn't that insane? I show up every single day to make it happen. That's a hard life. I love my life. Don't get me wrong, but it's not for someone it's not for the faint of heart. I'll say that. It's for the person that really truly believes in themselves and can motivate themselves every single day, no matter what the market does. That took strong mental fortitude, years and years of neuroplasticity, forming my brain to handle these types of situations over and over again. I can't tell you what's going to happen today. It looks a bit sketchy. All I know, it's more bearish when we're below that 200 moving average. Every time I try to make sense of the pattern, it's a bit ridiculous. And we're in price discovery, right? Price discovery is never easy. It should be the most difficult thing you do in trading, because you got less parameters, no stop, support and resistance. All you can say is back to the 21, which is likely, and that's what I learned. That's why I kind of have, you find your sense here. Again, we still hope there's a bounce coming and we make some type of ascending triangle. But the more we look into this idea, the more unlikely it looks, right? It is a falling wedge. Couldn't it break out? Hidden bullish divergence. No, on the 8-hour. It all kind of started making sense until we dumped today, because it was like, oh yeah, we break out of the flag, we start to move on out, and then we just, boom, right back inside. So all I can tell you is this, falling wedges, right? When you break back inside, you're bearish again in the falling wedge. You're back, and then this length here is how fast, and you will dump pretty quick. So that measured move locally is 112.9. It's crazy. I'm getting way lower areas than BOOKMAP is telling me. And this looks like it's just going to evacuate the longs for sure. Rising wedge, they're getting flattened right now to the downside. Don't be overly, if you're with me, stop loss to break even. Who moved their stop loss to break even? Who's shorting the market? Who decided to keep it, didn't use discipline and got rocked? You know what I mean? Like, there's 3 people out here. There's 3 people out here. Which one were you? You could have shorted the market, been up, right? Yeah, look how strong DJI 6930 looks. Looks like it's going to pump. Doesn't seem to care. I keep talking about this coin over and over again. I think it's the coin of the week, but who knows? That's just me. What I say and do means nothing, right? I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm just a guy looking through the charts. I found this coin. It looks pretty interesting to me. Might do damage. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? So, wow, this looks, you know what? I see it here. I see it clearly here on the 4-hour now. I see what I need to see. And the 2-hour, like, it just, this is what it is. Like, you've got a shoulder, got a bit of a head, you've got a right shoulder. Like, that's it. And that thing wants to dump on you. 110,000. I keep getting really lower areas. 113.8. BOOKMAP says 115, but I see lower. So, wow. So here's the deal. We watch Bitcoin. It's likely to dump today. If it doesn't, for whatever reason, we get to hold it down, but it just looks like that's going to dump on us. It is what it is. A deformed head and shoulder pattern, right? Resistance at 118,000. Below the point of control, through the gap, back to the high volume node here and there. One there at 113, one there at 111.8. And those are the areas I'm getting to for my support and resistance and the Fibonacci. That's the exact 618. That's the 786. So, I mean, what a coincidence, right? They line up exactly with the high volume nodes. That's insane. Look, I mean, that's spot on right there. Moving stop loss into profit has made me gains. Thank you for the lessons, Mr. Price. Shout out to Fund the Shorts. God bless everybody out here. Greed is for the bear party. Yeah. 115, here we come. Yeah, I'm pretty bearish. I'm seeing downside for Bitcoin. They're like, this is like one of the like craziest like sell-offs I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen an asset just like get plundered like that. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. Alt's back down. I'm out of the market. Waiting to catch the falling knife. Exactly. Someone says, lurker alert. There's still some strong coins out there comparatively. So you look here, this is what I do. You look at coin market cap right now. You look at the last hour, what's kind of packs gold, like gold holding pretty well, right? And I want to talk about that too. Like, it's not always about Bitcoin. Like today, Bitcoin's dumping, but if you can see, gold's doing well. How do you have access to gold? How do you transition from basically your crypto account to gold to crypto? What if you have gold sitting around and you want to access it? I have kind of something cool. So you have gold sitting around. You could ship it to Kinesis. Kinesis will access it and give you the KAU token and your gold. You'll then be able to actually sell it if you want for Bitcoin. You'll be able to do whatever you want with it. You could even use it for yield, and you can have access to it. I recently sent some Tether in here, and I bought, if you saw live on stream yesterday, and I bought myself some silver. I believe there's going to be a big upside to silver, their KAG token. So I'm stacking this silver token for for somewhat small amounts of my gains when silver beats up. Hopefully on Bitcoin. Bitcoin doubles up. Silver looks like it could triple up or more if we get the same movement, right? Bitcoin getting absolutely flushed, 115,008 to the downside. And you can see losing the moving average on the 45, very bearish. Look at that candle though. It's kind of inhumane. It's like, what? But it is what it is. We could see it was going to happen. I didn't ride that. I didn't get in cotton along and get stopped out huge. So there's a bunch of people that are either stubborn, like they're not willing to take their stop losses off. And they're the reasons we're getting flushed. Like if they just traded professionally, we'd be okay. They all just got stopped out somewhere at 117. We'd be on our way back up. But look at all that liquidity down there. And BOOKMAP said we were going lower. See that? BOOKMAP had more red to the downside. Everyone's like, how do you figure BOOKMAP? It's got more red to the downside. And shout out to Kinesis. They do sponsor the channel. God bless you, Kinesis. We greatly appreciate that connection, that affiliation with your company. And, I only work with the best, guys. You know that, right? So shout out to Kinesis. Thank you. Yeah. So only sponsor I work with, Kinesis. They're awesome, man. Good people out there. So, of course, they dumped that puppy. Let's take a look at the 1 minute time frame. Can it get back above the 200? If it can, I'm back in a trade, see? I would take that exact same signal every single time. Until we get back above, we have to assume it's lower lows for Bitcoin, which is a bit of a shame today, right? No one likes to see Bitcoin dump after such an all-time high. It goes to 123,000 and then takes a beat down, right? It is what it is. How are the alts faring? Let's take a look at Solana. Let's take a look at Ethereum. I want to take a look at ETHBTC specifically. It's going to give us a little bit of insight here as to what's happening. So it's still staying in the range. And I actually have that chart open already on Binance, right? Still staying in the range. Nothing really to freak out about. Daily actually had pumped out the flag. Looked pretty bullish. Still looks pretty bullish. Dumping, but it could be a quick recovery. I'll be honest, we're in a pretty bullish time right now. A lot of people buying Bitcoin. I'd buy the dip constantly. Like anytime I see Bitcoin red, I feel like I got to buy a little bit of Bitcoin. So today, I'm going to do what I does. I'm going to does what I do. I'm going to do what I does, right? I'm going to head over to Spot here on Weeks. Shout out to Weeks. Always has the options to trade Spot. And I'm going to jump on in and buy some Bitcoin. Why not, right? Nasty dip today. A lot of red. You can't buy the big greens, so there we go. And we'll buy a nice $3,000 worth of Bitcoin today and send that to the kitty. And that just went in. 0.75 now. We keep going. We'll have another holy added to the Thule. One day at a time, one step at a time. It's about staying course with your plan, sticking to your prerogatives, no matter what anybody tells you. And look, I hold a good amount there on Weeks. Not trying to be rude, but just showing you, man. Shout out to Weeks. God bless my peoples over at Weeks. Keeping me safe. Good security, good team, and great customer service. So we never lost the 1 hour 200 moving average. That's a strong sign that we could still get a bounce here. Could be some bullish divvy, and this could just be a liquidity grab for a bounce right back to the upside. Whenever I see a nasty green candle like that, red candle, usually we could get a bounce. We'll see. Giving you a little bit of hopium here. A little hopium copium. Where's that guy? He's on the lives a lot. I see him around town. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? Yeah. Not too many institutions manipulating the market. Looks like it's turning into just another... No. Crypto just it's actually better to trade than ever. Because they came in, there's more liquidity. Now Bitcoin can go up $2,000, $3,000 a day. Now you can long it, short it. The shorts made money today. The longs made money yesterday. There's so much volatility in this market. It's awesome. I look at it the other way. I look at the opportunity as amazing. The more volume they bring in, the more span of spread Bitcoin can, trade. And we just got to stay on point. And it'll all make sense over time. That's what I believe, So ETH Bitcoin broke out of this little flag. Still looking pretty good. Like nothing really stressing me out here. As long as this flattens out and this looks good, the altcoins are holding up nicely. I don't think we need to stress too much just yet. I think people are getting overly bearish. I just bought more Bitcoin. Let's hang, baby. This is it. You know what I mean? Crypto Lifers 73 on the fear and greed. It ain't bad. We ain't high in the 80, 89, anywhere between 89 and above. It's like, man, right? Only trade gold into Bitcoin at the right time. Pump the DXY, somebody says. If we break 50 EMA on the daily, gonna kiss the 200 MA for BTC. I like this silver stacking plan I got with Kinesis. And I think Kinesis Silver, KAG, could be the poo. Could be the move here. So, hey. Could be the position. I was going to say could be the position. But that's, I like it. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taking as financial advice. All right. Tech 100 took a beating, but can it bounce? Looks like an inverted head and shoulder is planned for its move. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, breakout. Still not over yet here. Still a plan for a possible move for the NASDAQ. Back to a new all-time high there of 23,330. Haven't given up on this idea just yet. Still open-minded that we can get the pump and the move to the upside. Anything is possible. I'm looking for it closely. Definitely looks interesting. We got to look at the DXY. Right now, ETH Bitcoin gets the pump. That's going to be absolutely glorious. Let's take a look at the DXY. Wow. We had this draw and we said we don't want to see this break to the upside, right? I said we like to see this take a move and break down. Look at that thing. It boomed. And we have this inverted head and shoulder drawn. Does the DXY find a bit of a bottom here and start to come back up? It pumped with Bitcoin the other day, though. Like, doesn't mean it has to, But, man, let's take a look at this in the 4-hour time frame and see what's happening. It just breached the 200 moving average. So you have inflation coming in somewhat weak, and then you have people jumping into the dollar. Find it odd, right? But above the signal is above the 200 moving average. You're pumping. Looks like you might pump a little bit more. So, and then see the other day they were pumping together. Now they're exactly where they should be, like Bitcoin dumping when the DXY is pumping. A lot of the DXY dumping was the big beautiful bill. People, basically waiting for this big rate cut and free money to fly into the market. And we'll see when we have our next meeting. I'm going to look at the CME watch tool right now and take a look, right? So in 15 days is our next meeting, 2 weeks, 97% chance they will not cut the rate. They will keep it current, like for showsies. Now there's only a 52% chance they may cut the rate in September. And then a 49% in October. And then only a 30% chance. They're moving towards, there's a 42% chance that they've already cut the rates and we're moving to another rate cut. But it looked higher before, so I don't know what they're going to do here or what's happening. But it looks like they're just, they're going to press on with no rate cut here on July 30th. When we have the meeting. So that'll be a crazy day. Possible bounce here. Look at this bullish divvy that I'm looking into. And I've actually seen this exact divergence before. It's a bit odd. But that's a swing up on the RSI with a swing down on price action. Could be a beautiful reversal. A gutsy reversal there on the 1-hour time frame. Let's take a look. Not like me to take that because I'd like to wait for that 1 minute to get back above. If that closes on the 1 hour, you may have yourself a tweezer bottom with a massive reversal right back to the upside. Something that I would like, and these are simple ways to trade candles and ideas. You don't have to be a genius. This stuff happens day in and day out. Just study it. You could just trade candles. You don't even need to trade any. I could trade candles. Moving averages teach me a lot, though. Moving averages and candles really are my, together, I feel like unmatched, We take a look here at 118, 122. I'm not making the trade. I'm just looking at, I like to look at the trade first, right? And these tweezer bottoms would hold us down. That tweezer bottom from that wick would be the low. We wouldn't go lower than that. Saying now. 115,693 here for Bitcoin. Way to rip. Spread your love, baby. Let everybody know how much love you got in this world so people know. Because when you spread love, man, when you live in love, you cannot be denied. You cannot be stopped. You will continue to grow, progress, and fill the world with light, energy, and love. They can't stop you. Too strong. 123 for 5. We get the bounce. It's just Tuesday. I'm looking for that move. I'm sniffing out for the pump. I'm trading below the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, though. I'm trading the 1 hour scalp position here. So give me that bounce on the 1 hour time frame. It closes in an hour, so I got to wait a while. We'll see what happens. Going for the tweezer bottoms here on the 1 hour time frame. That this is going to skyrocket back up. Flatten some shorts. Sit pretty. But don't do what you see here at home. Okay? I'm not a financial advisor. This is a reality TV show of a trader. Living that trader life. 116,350. This thing is starting to rip. Look at that. A short squeeze to the upside here for Bitcoin. Violence. When these numbers whip like this, that is crazy. BOOKMAP showing the back and forth of that order book going insane. And to me, it's an opportunity to buy BTC. Any single time there's a dip here after a major pump like that, man, something's going on, right? So stacking that silver, looking for Bitcoin gains. And this is where we are every single day. Shout out to my lifers. Shout out to the crypto lifers. God bless each and every one of you for being here. You people are awesome. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here. Yeah, exactly. The rate cut looks really weird. Yeah, bot's going to make that bread today. Bot's loving it. Yeah. Hey, trade like a bot. I always say that. Trade like a bot. So a bit of bullish divergence here on the 1 minute time frame. Could turning into some type of really raggedy inverted head and shoulder that could save the day here. That's what we're looking for. That's like the overly bullish bias, right? Maybe it's not. Maybe we invent bear flagging and we dump. Chance I get stopped out. This turns red and we just continue to dump. The daily doesn't look amazing. We're looking for that bounce on the daily. We're looking for the small time frames, the 1 hour, the 15 minute to show us something. Right now, we're holding on to something, but I have to be honest, it's not amazing. We're live trading BTC here today. Really fast and efficient when you're going in and out and you need that really fast time. I love it. Great user experience. You can move the stop loss up as soon as possible. You can move it quickly. Same as the take profit. It's reactive. You're in and out. I'm trading 1 minute time frames. I need second. This has to be extremely responsive. BTC has that responsiveness. Has a user interface that really makes me feel comfortable when I'm rocking out. Weeks does too. So does, MEXC. But I really like I have to be honest. BTC really just stepped it up. Something about trading here, the sounds too. When I move it, I can hear a sound. Just gives me the confidence that it's happened. I like it. Little success, just little tiny things that have done, I like it. I gotta say they did a good job. So will Sammy win the trade? We're looking for the tweezer bottom of the 1 hour time frame. We have 49 minutes for that to play out. Only time will tell. All right. Don't trade without the education you deserve. Go to the 99 cryptolifer.com to find out more. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Blessings on blessings. Will the bot be able to get its way out of here? The bot underwater for the first time. It's done it every time. We'll put it to the test again and see what happens here on the bot, right? So we're watching the 1 hour time frame, seeing if we can make an inverted head and shoulder, seeing if that 45-minute 200 moving average can get reclaimed. We can kind of save the day here. One minute still above the 200 moving average. When we lose the 1 hour, 200, the 1 hour, sorry, the 1 hour loses the 2 hour. When the 1 hour loses this yellow line, that's when you'll probably see the daily take a pretty big hit, because then we're going for the 2 hour, 200 moving average, which is 111, you know, and that might come up a little bit by that time, but it's still 112, 111.8. So. Shout out to Max Mining. Even if we don't win a lot last week, we must be careful not to overtrade and get greedy after having multiple wins. Exactly. Well, yeah, last week was amazing. And I said the same thing. Just take it one step at a time. Be easy on it. Just be easy, you know. Well, I'm not giving back my gains from last week. It was amazing, right? That Sunday trade pump was unbelievable. I was up all night. It kind of, you know, I'm still off from it. I had to, like last night, I was like, I had to take a night off from like being all in the charts like I usually am for the group, because I was just, my mom was shot. I was up till 3 the night before. We caught the pump. I did everything I could. That pump really just exhausted me, right? So yeah, I mean, tweezer bottom, we'll see what happens one step at a time here for Bitcoin, all right? On the daily long upper wick, it is smaller body near the candle base. Whatever makes you happy, man. If that's how you sauce it out, you know, and it makes you, you know, you go for that, yeah. So we made a live trade here on BitDinex if you're just jumping on in. Stop loss below the wicks of the 1 hour time frame. Seeing if we can get this tweezer bottom reaction back to the upside. Bigger ideas, could it be an inverted head and shoulder here? Pretty fast move down. Usually we get a pretty fast move up on, you know, straight manipulation dump for Ethereum. Yeah, they went after everyone that got too excited. If you get too excited now, they stomp out the longs almost every time. You got to have to DCA and then swing trade in and out. That's what I do. I've learned not to open up leverage positions too long term. Maybe a couple days here and there, but that's about it. All right. Still got a soul position open. This thing's been open. Remember, I opened this like, when did I open this? Look, never liquidates. See that? Never liquidates. And this thing, just let this thing cook. I'll take it out when soul, you know, who knows when, you know, won't make that much money. It's not a huge trade, right? But it's funny. I opened it up a long time ago. Been open ever since. It's up 60%. Tiny trades. So. That's why I usually don't even look at it. I keep it off. I'm like, but I did it on stream or something. I don't remember the day, right? TOSHI looks interesting. I like how it's holding the 1 hour 200 moving average. As long as it does that, we're good to go. It is resembling somewhat of a symmetrical triangle, but it's tight. Bit of a wick that kind of fell out. I feel like it got back inside the pattern there. It's really about the 45-degree angles. That's what I've learned. Once it breaks the 45, you kind of start, it may not happen. And it could go either way. It could dump on us too. I guess it could go either way. But as long as it stays above the 200 and touch that 21, we get a bounce. Bitcoin gets the bounce. It's all going to bounce. And these are probably buying opportunities, but most people are in fear. Since the market has hurt us so bad and people are just, all they do is remember what happened in the past and they can't seem to get away. They can't get ahead. You know, it's like, oh, I can't. And so, what about the fee of holding that perpetual trade so long? Not that bad. Yeah. It's already been a collab. We've done it many times. People don't realize I've collabed with everybody already. We've all done it. We've done it. Yeah. Sorry, I was a bit pessimistic, guys. Just frustrating watching yesterday's profit back to break even. Be back tomorrow with clear head. God bless you, man. Don't worry, Tactical Hornet. It happens, man. Go for a walk. Go to nature. Reset. Realize that this life is fast. Like, I'll be 50 years old sooner than I believe, you know? 8 years will go by very fast. I will be 50. And 50 is kind of like, wow, right? My life is kind of coming. I'm starting to see where my dad was in life, and now I'm there too. I'm like, what was my dad doing? I was like, oh yeah, my dad had me when he was about 35 and a half, 36 almost. So when he was 42, my age, I was about 6 or 7 years old. And I was watching him learning the ways, and we were going to the beach. I was just becoming a man, you know. I miss my dad so much because when you talk to your dad, you remember all the times you were together and like, oh man, he's the rock of your life, right? It's hard. To all the people that have lost their fathers out there, God bless you all. I'm not going to break down. I'm not going to do it. But to all the people that lost their dads out there, God bless you all. Stay strong. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can mention my father live in front of thousands of people today and not shed a tear and be strong, then you can too. Remember the good times. Remember what they gave you. Remember the warrior they made you. To the men out there, to the women out there, remember how he protected and loved you. For my daughters, I'll always love them forever. Like forever. I always love my daughters, man, forever. God bless everybody. Stay amazing. Stay fresh. You know what I mean? And it's not depressing. It's actually a newborn energy. You find a new way to live, a new way to grind, a new way to find inspiration. That's all. And, you know, we just find our ways to push. But shout out to everyone that does miss a loved one. And I'm sorry to bring it up. I'm just going through it. I lost both my parents in the last 2 years, and I'm back in the island they fell in love with, where they went every summer. And this is where their energy really lives. And I feel connected to them every day. You know. God bless you all. TOSHI looks interesting to me. I like where it's at. Very aggressive entry is now. Wait for it to bounce. Gives you a little more of, you know, less stress. So, but it does look like it could make a pretty big move. And it's shrugging off Bitcoin like whatevs, you know, just using this as opportunity. So I like it. I definitely would put an alert on it and keep it on the radar. TOSHI, worth watching. Thank you so much for that. Let's take a look at the fan funding and see what's happening here in the altcoins. We have Cherry City Bullies says, can you please take a look at TOSHI, Sam? Thank you. We did that. Thank you. God bless you, Cherry City Bullies. As long as you're not going backwards, you're doing great. Grateful for you. Thank you. Shout out to Crypto Knight. God bless you. Moving stop loss into profit has made me gains. Thank you for the lessons, Mr. Price. Defund the short. Straight manipulation dump for ETH. Michael Reinhardt. Michael, you've been here for a long time. We love you. Mike Reinhardt, God bless you, brother. Thank you so much for the $2. And everybody that gave today, that'll come back to you tenfold. You didn't have to give, but you did. May God bless each and every one of you for doing that. Amazing. And what a day it is to be alive. I'm amazed. I can't believe it. Everything is going well. So, blessings. Thank you, dear Lord, for the internet. Thank you, dear Lord, for the Google algorithm. Thank you, dear Lord, for everything and how we all got here together. So blessed for every moment in time. Thank you for my children, my wife, everyone that works with me, everyone here today. Just want to say thank you. Moments of gratitude are how I continue to live in abundance every single day, remove stress from my life, and realize that every moment has a purpose. Every situation is a reason. And it's to help you in some way, shape, or form. And if we believe that, that's true. You see what I'm saying? We will find the best outcome of the situation if we look for it. We'll find the worst outcome of the situation if we desire that. Whatever we're looking for, we're going to get. So we might as well get curious about being amazing. What are your thoughts on JYAI on ETH? Jerry the Turtle by Matt Fury. I don't have much thoughts on it. Yeah, no thoughts. Yeah. Could you please check FARTCOIN, please? God bless you, Sam. I mean, that's the truth. Yeah. How's Ford looking? Lots of vehicles or recalls? Lots of vehicles or oh, no. My birthday today, I'm getting younger every day. This year has been monumental. Thank you, Sam and Master Friend. Shout out to Rave Song Records, who gave me $50 super chat on his birthday. God bless you, man. It was so nice to meet you in Las Vegas. I knew we were going to meet. You showed up, a loyal lifer. We had a great event. You had a blast. You came to dinner. We had another blast. You met Crypto Billy. I knew you guys were going to get along. It was just an amazing time. I saw you at the event. I saw you having a blast. I'm really happy that you came into the Bitcoin community. I'm super excited you embraced me and the Crypto Lifer. And I'm just, man, you become a brother of mine, man. So God bless you. Rave Song Records. And thank you so much for the $49.99. God bless your wife. God bless your family, your grandkids, and everybody, man. And your kids, man. And may you continue to prosper. Thank you so much for constantly being supportive of me. It's people like you that really keep me going. God bless you. Thank you so much. Can you look at FARTCOIN? Can you look at Forward? Yes. We'll look at JYAI. We'll take a look at it for you. I was just joking around there when I said that. This is a hot one, though. We talk about it. Look at that consolidation, too. Just looks nice on the technical analysis side, but you never know. It could dump to zero. I never know what's going to happen to a coin. I just look at the TA. Jerry the Turt. I mean, he went up pretty nicely and came down pretty nicely. At that point, I would be pulling Fibonacci's, right? So you got to know when to pull fibs and when not, when you need them, when you don't. And you have this kind of trend line, too, that you formed maybe in a way. I feel like it may have been like this. Sideways price action now with resistance. Don't need that, sorry. It's attempting a slight Adam and Eve double bottom there. Right? Could be kind of cool if it comes up the side. It could pump out. High or low there. You know, I'm not into it, but maybe you are. I don't know. I wouldn't touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. But hey, Jerry the Turtle. Maybe it pumps for, and it probably will. You know, and I'll eat my words. And I was like, oh, you said you wouldn't touch that thing. It went up so big, Sammy. If the market's going to rip, this is probably a great idea to speculate on. But again, I don't know. And to me, it's a little too speculative. You know, but maybe you're into it. For me, it's just not. I can't. Not right now, I don't think. DJI 2930 is my only thing I would be like really speculating on right now. Can we look at DEGEN? Thank you, Sam. We'll take a look at DEGEN for sure. After we look at FARTCOIN and Forward, 2 Fs in the house. Let's take a look. FARTCOIN has been one of the strongest coins in the game. It's funny, I'm with my buddy yesterday, and I'm like, FARTCOIN's one of the hottest coins, man, really strong. And he's looking at me, I said, you're kidding me. I'm like, I'm serious, man. I was like, I know it sounds crazy. I was like, it's been a great investment. Like one of the stronger leading coins. FARTCOIN. Looks like it's going to go up 100% over time. It's in a giant cup and handle. It looks good to me. I've never been a holder of a fart. I've always let it out. No, but I've never been a FARTCOIN holder. I've never been a fart holder, you know. Sometimes you just got to take a good laugh, right, and let life be. But, like, can you get tighter inside the zone, right, and break out? It looks, you know, a bit of a head and shoulder coming in. There's some speculative ideas, but I like this tight price action. And as long as Bitcoin doesn't collapse completely, stays above the 4-hour 200 moving average, this thing is going to moon. And it's looking like it could be a great DCA area for a possible double up for FARTCOIN. So that's just my thesis here. 251 would be the target. And we've had this open for a while now. This exact trade, 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. I haven't seen anything that has changed my thesis on FARTCOIN. If it does, I'll let you know. Right now, I am still bullish on the FARTCOIN. I did say la FARTCOIN, just to give it a little bit of elegance. You know what I mean? Spice it up a little bit, dress it up. La FARTCOIN, little French. You know, man. You know, I've been hanging out in Massachusetts too long, and you know, it is what it is. We were thick as thieves. I love that one. So let's take a look here. FARTCOIN. Someone asked about Ford Motor Company. Let's take a look at Ford Motor Co. on the New York Stock Exchange. Last time when someone asked me about it, I said it looks like it's going to pump out a flag to the upside. Remember this? And it did. Look, it did exactly what my signal said. We were above the 200 on the 4-hour. Said you were going to moon. Now it's flagging out again. They're pumping the S&P, right? NASDAQ, all that. Looks like the New York Stock Exchange, you know. Money's going to flow. That says you're going to continue. Target's 13. $10 was the entry, too. So I nailed that Ford call so far. But again, it's just how TA works. TA just nails it. Okay. Oh, the DXY coming strong today, too, just to kind of put things into perspective for everybody. And it's still pumping pretty nicely here. Can Bitcoin stop the bleeding at 116K, or is this going to come lower? Right? Looks like we may not be able to hold off on this 1 hour time frame. We'll see. That's why I trade the 1 hour. You just kind of, if you were on the 1 minute, you would have been chewed up 100 times by now. Once I see they're going real crazy, I zoom out to a bigger time frame. I don't let them kind of play games. And I just kind of, it also takes like an hour or two to get stopped out. So you don't have to, you know what I mean? Usually you're in the trade a little longer. It's not like bing, 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 bing. So you're less likely to go back in the trade after a while. All right, it didn't play out. I'll let it go. Shorts could be in order, right? I mean, someone hit a short right there, could still be in the short. A lot of people are still in short. There's a lot of shorts up there too. BOOKMAP says we go lower. BOOKMAP suggesting we're going to hit, 114.5. And it's only a matter of time. So I'm against the grain again. Seeing if we can tweezer bot on this 1 hour time frame, 116,000. What a battle here. A lot of people buying it up, looking for good prices. A lot of people missed out when it pumped that hard. Now they're like, man, what if it does it again and I don't get in? So Bitcoin has a lot of people second guessing their behavior. And it does this all the time. It's the hardest asset to figure out for someone that just jumps on in, even for a couple years. You got to have your game plan down when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto. It's the easiest, fastest way to lose and make money, right? You know what I mean? So you got to have your wits about you. You got to have a plan, stop loss, proper risk management. You got to come in here with a strategy. It's just like trading. It's just like if you went in against, say you were doing chess tournaments and you had made it pretty far and you made it to like a higher level of chess. You think you were just going to show up not knowing it? No, you better have some type of plan or strategy or a way to actually extrapolate what that person, you better have something in the bag you're going to kind of go off of. Even if you have to go off pivot for a second, you're going to pivot. Basketball, you're playing the other team. You come with a game plan. You pivot the game plan. It doesn't always work, but at least now you have something to pivot from. If you don't have any plan at all, then you're just kind of stuck getting swamped from the very beginning. Same thing with trading. At least I have a plan at the very beginning. If it doesn't go my way, so be it. And I've done this before. I know what I'm doing. I'm not just doing something I've never done. I'm not going on some limb. I'm like, well, I've seen a tweezer bottom many times, pump back to the upside. There's a chance this gives me that move. It is high risk, I know. It's a little exciting. There's entertainment here because we're right at that breach moment, and that's kind of where, right? If you can, everyone wants to catch the exact bottom, right? Isn't that amazing? Just like a bot. Can we do it? Can we bot trade? Can we nail it? We're going to see if we can. Only time will tell. All right? Oh, my gosh. Wish I could tell you guys the truth right now about how much pain I'm in right now. But it's my own fault. It's in a way. I can't really, I'll explain it later, maybe at another time. I had to really go to the bathroom, okay? Perfectly, and I was ready, all set. And I ran in, and the plumber was there, and I couldn't rip while the plumber was there, right? So I got dressed anyway and came down here, and now I am in so much pain. Because I'm backed up. I'm backed up, and I know you don't want to hear it. Nobody cares. And I probably shouldn't share this information. But it hurts, man. And I'm powering through for you guys. So 20 more minutes, and I'm going to make it. So I think I'm going to make it. And that's why this trade better play out, man. I'm suffering for this trade right now. Oh, my gosh. So if you see me kind of dancing around or moving all around a little bit, it's because I got some pains over here. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here with the lifer and kicking it with me. TARS AI, Sammy, whiff chart, please. Can we look at DEGEN? We're going to look at whiff. We're going to look at TARS AI, and we're going to look at DEGEN real quick. Nice pump back to the upside. Speak of the pump. Now up 10% on the trade. Nailed it. Did we catch the reversal? There's a chance we did. Hey, it got close too there, right? Hey, Sammy might just pull it off. DEGEN, Bybit, MEXC here. So I like what we're doing on the 4-hour time frame on a lot of coins. And even though Bitcoin pulled back, a lot of coins just kind of came to the bottom of the channel. And these are cup and handles too. You see them? Sammy cup and handy to the upside says that eventually could break out for you and do some damage. So I like what I'm seeing. I hold this coin long term. I believe that DEGEN could be, because I believe Coinbase is going to do damage with their, with their exchange. I do believe that. I do, I speculate on what I believe in. I'm not always right there, and then I use TA to back up the entry. But like, why would I buy a coin? Like, there's definitely fundamental analysis behind my buys. I will swing trade something and not know anything about it. That's okay, just to go in and out. That if it has volume, I don't really care what it is. I will trade anything. But if I'm gonna hold something long term, add it to the portfolio, and begin to care, I'm gonna have to do some fundamental analysis and know what it is. So I do a lot of FA. I don't just do TA. People ask me, "Oh, you're just a TA guy." I'm like, I use whatever, you know what it is? I'm a probability guy. I use anything that raises the probability. Fundamental analysis may give me some more information that helps me figure out probability, right? It may or may not. It depends. If Bitcoin dumps, this will double top. See, the sad thing, we're kind of in a tough spot. Like, if Bitcoin dumps, we're going to double top, and you're going to get, maybe an inverted head and shoulder for a better entry. We get a nice pump here, or if Bitcoin goes sideways and we can, fend off the wolves here. It does suggest 114,005 is coming no matter what, though. They're almost there. They've got us down slowly but surely. And look, there's nothing up there that says we want to go back up right now. No big red up there. It's big red down there. We usually go right to the red. Usually it could take 6 to 7 hours that day, but we go right to that red area, right? Can we look at DEGEN? I'd like to see. So I would swing trade DEGEN only if it bounces into this circled area. I'll put a green box, actually, to make it real clear. So if DEGEN went back into this green box, came somewhere in there, if it, that's when I would long it, because it would tell me that it's fended off the wolves and it's in the sweet spot for a likely good entry to the upside. The moving average will be tight, 21. Everything will be set. It will be nice. Moving average are getting nice and close. 50 coming in, 80. They'll be all nice and tied up right there for a nice move to the upside. Bitcoin back 116,150. Looked like I had won the trade. Looked like everything was going to go my way until it didn't. What a battle today, right? Imagine being on the small time frames right now. You're either getting in and out every 5 seconds. You're basically trading like a bot at the speed of light, which to me, I don't know. That takes a lot of practice. So let's take a look at WIF. So DEGEN looks good to me. Again, another alert situation. That alert hits where we want to be, we take the trade. The alert hits, we're somewhere down here, we reassess the situation. That way, we're not taking trades that don't have the best. See, I kept watching trades, and I narrowed it in, and I narrowed it in. And just like a sniper, I went tighter and tighter till I found the greatest entries, because we can. Think about it, it's math. So we can look at 1,000 trades, and we can backtest them efficiently. Now, if your brain's hyper-detailed, you can find things other people can't. You can go into a deep section on the 1 minute, and they'll never be able to get there. Their brains can't absorb that much information or get that detailed. No offense, it's facts. So I'm going to teach you how to be able to get there. I'm going to teach you how to see things that more people can't see, because we're going to do it through neuroplasticity. None of us have this skill originally. This is a skill developed from the charts. And if you're not in the charts, how could you develop the skill? It's like, how could you learn to play soccer if you're not on a soccer field? You can't. But I'm going to teach you. You're going to not only learn how the charts are, but you're going to learn a different way to use your mind. Your mind will be different when you're done with this, and so what I do here is basically train the brain in the trading group to be more efficient. And then I teach you ways to use your body by working out, eating efficiently, right? Staying healthy, that then help apply the right physiology to the mind. The mind sits inside the physical frame. So yes, things are mental, but when we create a physical space for the mind to grow, that's, an environment that's basically conducive for the mind to expand and to feel healthy, right? Which means the right chemicals, properly hydrated, good endorphins, less stress, we can really find a sense of discipline and focus that we never had before. And then we're going to start doing things we never knew we did. And just like this, someone says, I'm unorganized, I'm not disciplined, I'll never be like that. That's like a guy that can't lift a weight. He can't lift 100 pounds yet, or 100, 200, 300 pounds. He goes to the gym, he works out day in and day out. 2 years from now, he can lift up that weight. 2 years from now, you're going to be able to do things you never thought possible. You're going to be a more disciplined person. You're going to be someone who strives for more. You're going to be able to attract more wealth into your life because you're not going to be the same person you were before you met me. We're going to mentor you into a better position in life. With hopefully you'll be able to have more wealth in all facets of your life. Spiritually, again, no guarantees here. I can't tell you you'll be rich, because that's just not how I can't say stuff like that. But what I can tell you is everyone that I've learned that's been around me, from family to friends, that have learned the strategies, pushed themselves, they believe, hey, man, I live in abundance now. You've given me a mentality. I'm free. So WIF looks good to me compared to most coins. Like a higher low, getting tight. This thing looks like it could bounce too. So it's not all bad today. Like if you pay attention to where the opportunity is and you don't get focused on all the ugliness, there's definitely opportunity out here. Bitcoin's hugging 16,250 for whatever reason, holding it pretty tight. Holding it like a tight roping right there. Still, I'm leaning towards will dump because BOOKMAP is super red there. But hey, it's not 100%. It's about 80. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. So I longed the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin. A lot of people think, right? Let's do a poll here. I love it. And you can speak your mind. What's going on here? All right. Will the lifer win this reversal trade? Definitely. Huh. Wait, what happened here? Oh, yeah. I don't need definitely then. Yeah. It's like, I get it now. It's like, yeah, there we go. Will the lifer win this reversal trade? What do you guys think? Will I win the reversal trade? Yes, no way, stopped out, or I know nothing. If everyone thinks out of 14, guess what? It ain't happening. See y'all at 125K. I'm also in the trade. Super chat syrup in TARS AI. Hey, let's see. Now we're up 3%. I told you I'm the king of 3%. So, the king of 3% over here. He did it again, folks. How many times has he said that? Thousands of times. Anyway, let's take a look here at TARS AI, TAI, which I'm still in long term. It's been pretty boring. I'll be honest. Like, come on, TARS. Like, wow. Altcoins take forever to make big money. People think it's quick. It's a quick here and there for a few of them, but a lot of them are just sitting, waiting and waiting and waiting. It's a waiting game. I don't think people realize how long this one, the waiting took too long. Most people couldn't hang. They decided it wasn't worth it. Something else was better. And they went their merry way. But when these things start to rip, there's almost nothing better. I've never seen it. So, hey, I'll wait my turn patiently for my cake. Looks like it's kind of bullishly retesting the top of this channel. Might get a bit of a bounce here. So you're looking for Bitcoin to bounce and the whole market to kind of get a bounce. This falling wedge to break up, and for this to make a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder, get above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, and then that is going to be a big move. So, yeah. Okay. So let's take a look here now on the move back to the upside. Can we bounce? Can we bounce? Let's take a look at the poll. What are people saying? So 59% say yes. 59% say I'll win the trade. 24% say no way I'll get stopped out. And 17% say I know nothing. And it's only 183 votes. Let's see if we can get more votes here on the trade. And if I lose this trade, I'll admit my fault. Bag of Billy. What's going on? Nobody cares, though. You know that, right? Like, nobody cares, like, whether you win the trade or not. You know that, right? You know. No, I'm messing around, man. I'm sorry. I'm not that guy. I just like to mess with you. Shout out to everybody here. I like to mess with being that guy, but then I'm not the guy. I'm just me. That's it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. What they say about me is none of my business. That's what my mama used to say. Syrup took a little bit of a pullback too. Things were going well for Syrup, but I wouldn't touch it until it consolidated. Look at your daily. Ain't too bad either. So kind of head and shouldering. That's a little high. The moving averages are far apart. That 8 hour 200 moving average kind of has to hold. If it doesn't, that 10 hour, or what is it, the 12 hour, yeah. That 12 hour 200 moving average will be calling your name. This looks hot too, though, like it was bubbling up. Aggressive entry right there, slight higher low. I like, you know, better probabilities. Like, you know, that would have to be a giant consolidation, which could happen for a monster move later on, but and that would definitely take its time. That would take a couple, you know, a week or two, right? Or you come back down to the 618. I got mixed signals. I don't know. I'd have to wait it out. It's not giving me what I'm looking for, you know. Aggressive entry right now for a bounce, though. If Bitcoin gets the bounce, everything will get the bounce. So that's why I'm watching Bitcoin. That you could trade your coin based on what I'm doing. You know, I'm trading here long, so it tells me that, hey, most things can do their thing. All right. Yeah. What up, Sam? Good morning, brother. Have a great day. I just want to know how the butt pain is going. Are you serious? Who said that? Who said that? It's not butt pain. It's actually stomach pain. You know what I mean? I don't have a pain in the butt. Like, you guys are stupid, man. Why am I listening to this stuff? Kids are listening to us, man. There's women on this chat, man. Shout out to everybody here. Sam, could you look at Ergo? No. Not unless it's a super chat, because I don't want to be rude to the people that sent in a super chat. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin ripping 16.5550. Shorts getting absolutely squeezed to the upside. And Sammy might have just caught himself the reversal fish all the way back. And that would be a beautiful pump. And we might be able to make a couple thousand today. That would be the first trade 500. We have all night to trade. So thank you for everything you do. You're a true blessing and inspiration. Could you please take a look at Syrup? Thank you, Chris Ferry. We just took a look at Syrup for you. God bless you. And TARS AI and WIF and DEGEN and Ford. Wow. Blessings on blessings. I want to show you my desktop. It's pretty cool. I think it's Singapore, right? Is that Singapore? I don't know. It just looks pretty. Maybe it's Miami. Maybe it's just Miami, right? Might just be Miami. I should know. I've never really Googled the skyline of Miami, really, or cared too much. I should, but I haven't, you know. I should know where that is. I don't. I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's not New York City, I'll tell you that. I think I see palm trees, so I think I see palm trees right there. I believe it's Miami. You guys will tell me right now what it is, and I'll listen to the chat. Chat will say, hey, that's what it is. Singapore. Is it Singapore? I believe it's Singapore. That's where I'm headed. Massa Pains. I know, right? No, you should not use a VPN if you're trading, you know. It is Miami. Thank you. Someone wrote flat earth. You guys are crazy, man. How do people vote that you will get stopped out? I guess they don't know you to go. Hey, you never know. 21% now saying I will get stopped out of the trade. Hey, you never know. Maybe they're right. We don't know for sure what's going to happen. So, 19% say they know nothing. Smart plan. Smart plan. We look at the crypto fear and greed index sitting there, not too bad as well, at 73. Pretty happy with where that's chilling. Bitcoin. So there's not much more I can give today about BTC, and that can kind of controls the rest of the market, right? And all coins look pretty good. Pro said Chicago. I know, right? It has palm trees, man. You know what I'm saying? Grok said it was Singapore. I know, right? I'm pretty sure it was Singapore. Because it's got that look, that clean look. Singapore, you know? Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance and take a look at anyone's zone. Look at that. Bitcoin dominance falling off a cliff. That's really good for altcoins right now. We need this. We need this. Bitcoin to chill out. Hit that crazy high. If we're getting a super cycle, we need Bitcoin to kind of keep giving back to altcoins and then having a nice move, right? Also, whenever I bought the low, we bounced. Remember, I bought 104. Last time I bought Bitcoin 104, we bounced. I just bought the low here. I always buy the fear. I buy the reddest, and when we're in a dark red corner, when it's dipping, dude, look at the short squeeze coming on for Bitcoin. Look at the pumpage here for BTC. And let's see if we can get this cooking here on both screens. Yeah, and so we got the trade ripping. We got Bitcoin doing damage. Let's take a look at the 1 minute time frame. And so if the 1 minute can get back above this 200 moving average, it's got a bit of a flag there. And we do so much TA in one show, it's insane. My hands are, now look, we're up 16% in the trade. Like, that's amazing, right? And remember, we got stopped out of break even on the first one. You're seeing, this is a lot, you know, this takes me sometimes hours to make 2-3 grand. Sometimes 8 hours a day. I'm working so hard, in and out, different trades, strategies, ideas. I get stopped out. I check my risk. I make sure I'm not over trading. Look at this. We're up the highest we've ever been. This thing is ripping. 18%, 19%. Bitcoin. And again, just that 1 hour reversal candle. Nothing crazy. We didn't have to be like geniuses. And would you look at that? Look at the massive short squeeze going on here to the upside. I can move the stop loss to break even and make sure the people that say I was going to get, I guess maybe that would be getting stopped out. Right? Interesting. Can you take a look at HBAR, please? Actually, they're both right because I never said if I would get stopped out in profit or not. They said no way stopped out. So they're all right. Everybody's right here. Isn't that interesting? Wow, look at that. 116,007. Bitcoin going right back into motion here as suggested. I mean, did Sammy do it or did Sammy do it? So far. But I mean, it's good enough if you were trading heavy pip. Right now, that's enough to kind of get yourself in position. I don't want to start moving that stop loss to break even. Wow. What a move. Amazing. Now we got to break this 200 moving average on the 1 minute or this is not going to happen. None of this matters. And so now all eyes on the 1 minute time frame. This is going to tell you what's going to happen. All right? I voted take profit it out. You're funny. You did it. Yeah. If I take it out right now, then we're good to go, right? Can't say anything, but I don't know. It's too small for me. Really need this reversal. I don't want to get too close to price. I want to use that wick. I move that stop loss to break even. I'm getting a little sketchy there. I did get in a little late. Wish I got in way closer to the reversal, like 115.9. But wish it, coulda, shoulda. It is what it is. Everything okay? Okay. He's not here anymore, right? No? No, I don't know. Okay. God bless you, babe. Thank you. Love you too. Okay. Trump just said that Bitcoin and crypto regulation will pass this week. Hey, there you go. Bullish news for crypto. Bullish news. Look at that. I mean, a second candle on the 30-minute. That's strong. Got to keep getting that move, though, and that reversal back up. Only time will tell. I'll sit in this trade, and I'll let the trading group know exactly what happens here. It also looks like we're going to get this same kind of action here on the NASDAQ. Looks like I may be able to trade the NASDAQ as well, so we'll be paying attention. All right? I stopped being I used to be construction, and I've been all in on Bitcoin and Ethereum. 90%. Wow. God bless you, man. President Trump said, happy crypto week, and Bitcoin turned around. Kick out the plumbers so Sam can fix his plumbing. I know, right? Super chat, but dumb. You're funny. HBAR and IO. People liking this IO. Second time it came up on the stream. HBAR had a bit of a pump. I believe, was it yesterday, the day before? Hedera. Wow, so HBAR ripping, actually. Doing pretty nice. Went from 15 all the way up to 24. Wow, that was a huge pump. Again, it started with a flag above the 200 moving average, touching the 21. I mean, that's perfect. Bomb. Then it came back to the 21 with low stochastics. Made a flag, touched the 21. Bomb. Now it's doing the same thing. Does it pump again? It very well may. Wow, HBAR on a bit of a tear here. Interesting. Let's look at our daily. Our daily is just a little too far from the 21. Suggested it has to kind of, I don't know if it has enough in it to pump. The 4-hour could give it one more pump. I don't know. To me, I don't like chasing this late in the game after a massive roll-up, because the bigger time frames are starting to say, eh. So if you take this trade, just know there's a higher probability you get stopped out, but it could pump. You know what I'm saying? It looks good. But there's a bearish div here too as well. It's likely going to like roll over and collapse, in my humble opinion, and go back to like a daily, the daily Fibonacci, which looks somewhere here at about, I don't know, 17, maybe a 0.5 at 19. So someone wrote, not Miami. I love you guys. Thank you. Boom, 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 boom. Kick out the plumber. So saying you guys are, the plumber's the one preventing the real dump. Man, you guys are crazy, man. Shout out to the 1,792 people here on the live. $106 in chat revenue, 629 likes. This stream looks like an old stream, baby, back in the day. People are coming back from I don't know where they were, but wow. This stream's huge. I didn't get a chance to look at it. God bless you all. Thank you so much for coming on in and blessing me with such a big stream. Thank you very much. You have no idea how happy that makes me. I work so hard. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're getting to 100,000 subscribers. Very, very close, but we can't do it without each and every one of you. I'd love to celebrate the 100,000 subs. I'd love to do something awesome. So hook us up. I get to 1,000 subs. I'm going to give $500. That's it. You know what I mean? To someone during the stream. That day I'm going to give, because I'm going to be in such a good mood. So help me get there. You just might get it. Subscribe to the channel to 100,000. You heard it here first. On that day, we will be hooking somebody up beautifully. So subscribe to the channel. Let us get to 100,000 subscribers. I can't wait to see you there. All right? I will be in a good mood. I will celebrate. That'll be an amazing day. A day to give back. A day to be super, super appreciative, and a day for gratitude. So through gratitude, I will be giving back. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance looks great. It says all coins are about to pump. This IO looks beautiful. I see a pump coming for this too. You're spot on, whoever gave this to us. Like, great trade. Like, nothing wrong with that. Looks absolutely scrumptious. And we're going to get ready to start swing trading these altcoins. We're still in that hyper liquid trade. We're going to talk about that in a second and break that down for you. Hype. I mean, it pumped all the way to 59, almost 51, right? Came back down, now attempting to find its way. See if you can flag out like such and continue a move. right? Not make a head and shoulder and dump, but kind of just continue this move up. My target is sitting there at 56, but it says we can get to 59. We entered down here. We've been in the trade. It pumped beautifully. You're in the money right now. Stop loss even can go to break even. No stress. It's awesome. And if you look here on MEXC, if it's okay for you, right? I like what we're seeing here is going well so far. So far. If you go here to MEXC and you go down to spot, right? Like you go to your wallet and you hit spot. And then you go down here and hit spot. Okay. You're going to see that you can trade spot just like futures now, which is awesome. You can put a stop loss. And I've been asking for this for a long time. I'm saying, how come they haven't done this? And, you know, now they finally have. Here's pump. It's touching the 21 above the 200. It's in a bit of a, you know, it's saying, hey, that's a bullish pattern there on the 1 minute time frame. That says that can move for a bit of a, you know, a scalp. 4.9%. I mean, wow, that could be a 40% gain at 10x, right? So, but again, if I wanted to buy pump, I put in where I'd want to buy. I drag it. I could put a stop loss, a take profit, just like trading futures. I mean, it's awesome. Like, I've just never seen something so beautiful. So, I love it. Keep watching the NASDAQ. It may dump off. If it does, so be it. If it makes this flag, then, you know, it looks like it could take about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 50 more minutes to fill out. Really give us where we're going there. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. $106 in chat revenue. Let me make sure I got to every single super chat. And thank you for everyone that fan funds. You don't have to, but you do. Can you look at HBAR? We did. IO, we did. They both look pretty nice. HBAR a little too high. TARZAI whiff. Shout out to Chris Ferry. Shout out to Arthur Michalski. Shout out to Fast Easy Cash 8835. Shout out to Geronter. Shout out Gero Enter, right? Gero Enter. Shout out to Sabolsi right? Or Sabosmer. Shout out to Lift the 9950. Shout out to Rave Song Records, iFree33, She's Plays, Lane F Hood XSD, and everybody that gave here on the channel, Cherry City Bullies, Crypto Knight, Defund the Shorts, Michael Reinhardt. You people are awesome. Everyone that gave, you didn't have to, but you did. $100 in chat revenue, made the stream amazing. And we had the poll going too as well. Back to the live chat. The poll says 60% say I'm going to win the trade. Let's find out where we're at before I jump on out of here. So far, so good. 116,390. Looks like the 1 hour may close. Right? Look, we opened this. We took an hour. I didn't think we were going to wait the whole hour. We got it. This 1 hour candle will close tweezer bottom strong. And, you know, usually you wait for the candle to close. But, I mean, there's high risk in getting in before the candle close, right? But there's higher reward. You're already in the money once you get the confirmation. 57 seconds for the 1 hour candle to close. And we'll end the stream perfectly at 12 o'clock. This will be insane. It'll be awesome. So we're waiting for the 1 hour to close tweezer bottom, which confirms a possible pump back to the upside. Not guaranteed at all. I've seen tweezer bottom slump. Nothing is guaranteed in trading. I want to make that very clear. All right. Do 500 in BTC, right? I think the highest performs this bull run will be ISO 2222 compliant coins. They're going to be doing pretty well. I don't know if they'll be the highest. There'll be some other outliers, though. Lost the 21. Hopefully we bounce off the 50. You're funny. Get called right back, right? Yeah. We clogged it. Yeah. Funny. Michael Reinhardt from Local Surf School. Is that the famous Reinhardt? Is that you, Michael? Are you a surfer? And there we go. The candle closed. The 1 hour candle closed. We have a new 1 hour candle. Where is it? I can't see it. There it is. Wow, it starts green already. And when you have a candle closing green, that usually creates a pump. right off the bat. So let's see what happens. We have a tweezer bottom on the 1 hour. Sammy went long. Does he win the trade? Only time will tell. Stay in the trading group to find out more and to see what else we're talking about. Altcoins looking very strong. I like what I'm seeing for altcoins. MOODENG went back inside the flag. Looks like it's about to break out and pump. So it broke out, got back inside. Still nice and bullish above the 200. I could see MOODENG doing damage. It's a very popular coin, very famous around the world. People wearing shirts that say MOODENG. So let's take a look at SCI here as well, which looks bullish to me. Out this rising wedge, right? You see kind of how we had it even more flat, right? But bang, there it goes. The alert went off too right there. And bang, SCI with the pumpage. The 4 hour 21-day moving average is very strong. SCI with the breakout to the upside after the alert hit too. SCI for gains. Ripping it up. What amazing time to be alive here. I'm excited. This is awesome. And there's so much other action going on. As long as Bitcoin goes sideways and doesn't dump too hard, these altcoins will pump. See how the altcoins don't care? And how do you know that's happening? Because Bitcoin dominance is falling. And then we're going to look at Tether dominance too as well, just to do our due diligence before I get out of here. I know I'm a couple minutes off now. But look, I mean, Tether dominance. Hey, it's starting to kind of say, hey. But you'd like to see it go sideways and then fall off a cliff here and dump to the downside. So that starts to happen, we'll be in really good shape for alt season. ETH funds gain on BTC as total assets up 210 billion. I know, it's pretty crazy, right? You can see that with the ETHBTC chart also kind of leading into that idea, which is awesome. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I'm super, super excited to have you with the lifer. We had a NASDAQ call. We did a live Bitcoin reversal. A chance it continues to pump, and you never know. May God bless everybody here on the stream. Thank you so much for jumping on in and being a part of something bigger than yourself. I really, really appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow for another awesome and amazing live stream. No, I teach class the last Saturday of every month. You want to jump on in? You want to jump in and see the call we gave this morning to Bitcoin that already kind of started to play out at cryptolifer.com and to find out more. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. I studied so many millionaires, multi-billionaires. I listened to all those meditation videos and all those videos about finance. And, you know, I found out what the secret to success was. I really did. You know what it is? I found it out. And honestly, a lot of people are afraid to do it, so that's why they'll never get success. The secret to success is getting started.